Hey eBay friends, it's Suzanne A. Wells. Thanks for coming back for another video. And you may have been pointed to this video because you may have asked, what should I sell on eBay? This is a very frequently asked question on YouTube, my Facebook group, email. I see this multiple times a day. So what I'm going to do in this video is give you some ways to figure that out on your own without having to rely on other people to tell you. And I understand that being new to eBay can be overwhelming. You've got to learn all the rules and policies, figuring out how to package and ship things, and then you get down to the question of what am I supposed to sell so I can make money? And you may think it's easy enough just to ask other people. Asking for tips on social media makes sense because you want to talk to somebody who's experienced and they can lead you to the right things to sell. But the problem with this is even if you ask one seller, you will get at least 20 ideas. So, posting this question to thousands of sellers on YouTube or Facebook or wherever you're posting it usually leads to further confusion and a feeling like this because you're going to get so much information. You may just say, forget it. This is too complicated. I'm not doing it. Um, and, I've been there myself. So we don't want this to happen to you. So, a big part of being an entrepreneur, specifically being an eBay seller, is learning how to figure out what to sell. And you're new, and that's okay. And I'm so glad that you came to YouTube and put in the question, how to figure out what to sell on eBay. What should I sell on eBay? eBay for beginners. Whatever you put in to find this video. I commend you on that because most people don't even attempt to figure this out. I can't tell you how many people I have helped for free for many hours or days at a time to try to get them to do this, and they just walk away because they don't care, they don't want to learn, and that's fine. It's not for everybody, but you're here, you want to learn, and so I want to help you. So instead of asking others what to sell, let's take a look at how to figure out that for yourself using online resources. And this goes back to the proverb, give a man a fish, you'll feed him for a day. Teach a man to fish, you'll feed him for a lifetime, or he'll feed himself for a lifetime. Now, that is not to be confused with George Carlin's interpretation of this. Give a man a fish and he will eat for a day. Teach him how to fish and he will sit in a boat and drink beer all day. I just had to throw that in. Um, no, but what I'm doing here is teaching you how to fish because someone telling you to sell XYZ is not going to help you because that what works for them may not work for you. You may not like that item. You may not be able to find that item in your area. You may not be able to find it for the price somebody else is finding it. There's a lot of reasons you don't want to just rely on what another seller says. So, this video is about 5 ways to figure this out. The first one is YouTube. That's where you are right now, so you're in the right place. There are all kinds of videos on YouTube about selling on eBay, and you want to focus on the ones that show you the proof. I discourage you from watching hauls unless on those hauls there are follow-ups that say this item sold for this and they show you their account that it did actually sell. Because that follow-up is the proof, and I always like to focus on the proof because that's what's going to help you make the money. So I have hundreds of hours of video right here on YouTube, and what I encourage you to do, not just on my channel, but anyone's, is to listen to playlists because the videos will just play one right after the other, and you can just have them on while you're going about your day, whether you've got them playing on your phone while you're driving. You're not obviously not watching them, but you could be listening. Or while you're working on your eBay, working around the house, exercising on the treadmill, whatever, jogging, cooking, whatever you're doing, you can be listening and you can listen over and over again. So this stuff gets in your brain so that when you are out thrifting, at garage sales, whatever you're doing, this is going to be in your head and it's going to come back. So it's kind of like that subliminal messaging thing. When you listen to the playlists, um, you're going to listen for several hours because some of these playlists are really long. So if you don't know how to find a playlist, like this is my YouTube homepage, and you'll see here there is an option at the top for playlists. So on my YouTube, you'll see I've got a lot of them. And this is by design because I'm going to be building this channel for a long time. And it's much easier for me to learn when things are categorized in a way that makes sense. So I've got tons of playlists. I think it's, let's see, one, two, three, four, five, six times, one, two, three, six times seven. It's about almost 50 playlists. So um, I keep adding to them and building them by topics, so it's easier for you to follow along and learn. So all you have to do is, go to one of these playlists and then you just hover over it. Play all will pop up like that, and you just click on it, and all of them will play in a row. And you don't have to keep switching around and clicking on things. So here are the recommended playlists on my YouTube that will help you learn what to sell. And I have set these up by design to help people learn what to sell based on category or some other criteria that sorts them out for you. So the first one with the most videos in it is my what to sell. And these are usually very short. I try to make them 10 minutes or less. Sometimes they're longer depending on the item, but just very short explanations of an item that sells, and it's what it can sell for, and it's usually things that are unique. They're very easy to recognize in the whole sea of thrift store stuff. So I pick out items that will jump off the shelf, jump off the rack, um, and are easy to recognize. So if you've only got 30 minutes or an hour, you can focus on these types of items. Then we've got Money Making Mondays, and these are taken from my Facebook group where other sellers are sharing what they've sold. They tell where they got it, how much they paid for it, show the listing, how much it sold for, and if they can remember how long it took to sell. And if you do nothing else, watch these, because this is sellers from all walks of life that are sharing what they're selling, and it is just the most comprehensive education you're going to get learning what to sell on eBay. Then I've got a women's clothing playlist with 24 videos there, and this is brands as well as styles, just all kind of things about selling women's clothing. I've got one about selling shoes, that's got 10 videos in it. I've got one called Bolos, that stands for Be on the Lookout, and these are usually high profit items that are actually findable, and they sell for a lot of money. Then I've got one with vintage items. I'm making other playlists by decade. There's just not very many in those yet. Then I've got one called Opposite of a Haul Video. These are things I've actually sold on eBay over the years that are still good sellers now, so they stand the test of time. I've got one called Selling Men's Clothing on eBay. There's 7 videos there. I'm working on building that one. Selling plush, trash to cash, things that you might be throwing away that actually have value on eBay. Christmas items to sell year round. This one I'm also in the process of building, as well as books to sell on eBay. So if you just listen to those playlists, have that playing in the background, listen to them as much as you can, get through all of those, you will have a tremendous amount of education about what to sell. Now, the second thing you can do is come to my Facebook group. We have a thread called Money Making Mondays. As of today, November 12th, 2017, there are about 4 years worth of Money Making Mondays posts in this group. So, one a week for 4 years and about 200 comments on each thread. So that's almost 42,000 items that other sellers from all walks of life, all over not only the country, but also Canada, United Kingdom, Australia, all over, have actually sold, where they got it, and how much it sold for. So that is great education for you. If you are not in my group, the name is Stay at Home Moms Selling on eBay. You do not have to be a mom to join. That's just what we named the group years ago when we started it, and we can't change the name. The group is too big. So you just want to go in there and use the search feature here over on the left, put in Money Making Monday, and you will have plenty of posts to read. If you're going on a long car trip, if you're sitting in the airport, if whenever you've got time sitting at your kids' practices, events, whatever, you could be reading this information and learning. So the third thing you can do is go to my Pinterest board, and I keep a board there showing things I've sold on eBay. I currently have about 700 posts here. I don't post every single thing I've ever sold, but I do post on it regularly to show you common things that sell, uncommon things that sell, and just consistency that I've been doing this a long time. I still sell things regularly. I am involved in eBay, and so you can see the proof of that here. Number 4 is learn to search completed listings. If you don't know how to do that, I've got a video. I'll put the link to that above, and you can learn to research completed listings to see what is selling. And this changes all the time, and this is what experienced sellers do. We look at completed listings because you don't ever just learn it and that's it. You're always learning more things to sell. Markets go up and down. Things that sold for a lot of money years ago may not sell for as much now, or they may sell for more. So this is a skill you will absolutely need if you're going to pursue eBay seriously. Now, number 5 is invest in education. If you want the fast track, you may want to try a course. You may not want to sit on YouTube and listen for hours or read through 42,000 posts on Facebook. You just may want something laser focused that was created specifically to educate eBay sellers. On my website, I have all kinds of courses, ebooks, and video download courses. I recommend the Golf Shirt Bible, which is an ebook that explains all about selling golf shirts, not just the brand names, but the terminology you need to describe them, the best selling colors and sizes, logos. It's a very comprehensive book. Then I've got a course on selling shoes. This is an hour and a half of video that explains, again, keywords, styles, brands, colors, all kinds of things. It's not just a list of brands, it's how to do the business. Also, I have 3 classes for selling women's clothing, level 1, 2, and 3. They all focus on different things, and they were created to be taken in this order. Again, it's not just a list of brands, it's information about how to do the business, how to use keywords, how to do creative marketing with clothing, shipping it, measuring it, everything you need to know. How to sell things that are off season, alternative uses for garments, all kinds of stuff. And then I've got a combo pack that's the 3 clothing courses plus the shoe course, and that is at a discounted price. You're basically getting 4 courses for the price of 3. So you may want to invest in some education specifically for eBay sellers to help you learn the business. But the bottom line is that another seller telling you what to sell is not an effective way to learn. What works for them may not work for you. You may find different things in your geographic area that are unique to that area. People in Florida may sell very different things than people in Washington State simply because they have different things in their stores. Or if you're in an area that has something specific, a regional food, a regional craft item, it could be anything that's regional and specific to your area, you may have an opportunity there. Um, you may not like working with a product someone else recommends. I really hate shipping glass and very large items. And some of those are very valuable. I just don't like dealing with them. Um, so you've got to figure this out for yourself. eBay is a lot of trial and error. I'm not saying don't network with other sellers, but when you come onto Facebook or YouTube and just say, what should I sell? Um, that just shows that it kind of looks like you're trying to take the easy road by getting other people to tell you what to sell. And again, if you ask one seller, they're probably going to name 20 things they like to sell. So by the time you ask a bunch of sellers, you're going to have so much feedback, you're not going to know where to start. So, my best recommendation as a seller since 2003 is do your own research, figure it out for yourself, and build your business slowly, learning what you like to work with. You're going to learn much more along the way and be more successful if you do the trial and error yourself. And really, there are no shortcuts on eBay. There's just a lot of bad information on the internet about how to get rich quick with eBay, and it just isn't like that. Um, it takes determination, persistence, consistency, patience, and time and dedication to the business to make it work. So if you're looking for something quick to make money quick, eBay is just not the thing. So if you are motivated to start this business, I totally encourage you to jump in with both feet and get busy learning and get started and just realize this is going to take some experimentation to build the business you want. It is possible. Millions of sellers have done it, and you can do it too if you're dedicated to the process. So I hope this video has helped you if you're a newbie looking for ways to learn what to sell. I would love your comments. Give me a thumbs up if you like this video, subscribe, and share it with other sellers so we can all be more prosperous and make more money on eBay. Thanks for watching. Bye.